Hello dear viewers. Today, we've shared an emotional and heartwarming story about the sweet journey of Deep and James, from the early days of building their home, to the joyful moment of discovering they were expecting twins, and finally to welcoming their two little angels into the world. Their love was shown through every caring gesture, every gentle word, and unwavering support throughout the challenges of pregnancy and early parenthood. The arrival of their two daughters was like a miracle, filling their small family with laughter, sleepless nights, and boundless love. If you enjoyed this story and want to see more inspiring, heartfelt content about family, love, and life, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss any new videos. Thank you for joining us today. See you in the next story. Right after their wedding day on a warm and sunny afternoon, Deep and James began a new chapter of their lives, married life. From the very first days, their little home was filled with laughter and warmth. The cozy house was simply decorated yet tasteful, every corner marked with their own special touch. James carefully chose each item, every pillow, as if each carried a promise for a bright future. That happiness was doubled when Deep found out she was expecting their first child. A mix of excitement, joy, and a bit of natural worry swept through her heart. James couldn't hide his happiness either upon hearing the news. His eyes shone brighter than ever, full of love and responsibility. He knew that from now on, their life would have an extra little angel to love and care for. From the very beginning of the pregnancy, James was always tenderly by Deep's side. Every morning, he woke up early to prepare nutritious meals, always mindful of foods good for both mother and baby. On days when Deep felt tired and lost her appetite, James gently encouraged her or patiently found dishes she liked to change things up. His love expressed in these small acts made Deep feel truly cherished and secure. James's care went beyond just food. He stood firmly beside Deep through every prenatal checkup. He held her hand, accompanied her to the clinic, sat by her side during the doctor's appointments, and listened closely to their baby's heartbeat for the first time. Every time he saw the ultrasound images, James's eyes lit up with pure joy. He silently vowed to always be a strong shoulder, the best companion on his journey to becoming a father. His care was not only in actions but also in heartfelt emotional support. When Deep felt anxious or stressed, James knew just how to comfort her with gentle words, warm embraces, and patient listening. He shared with her all the joys and worries, every little change in her body and mood. Their love was not just the passionate affection of newlyweds but a deep understanding and empathy, a solid foundation for their future family life. At night, when the city lights came on and the world grew quiet, Deep and James often sat together, sharing dreams and plans for the future. They painted beautiful pictures in their minds, preparing the baby's room, little trips, leisurely afternoons walking in the park. Every conversation was filled with hearty laughter and eyes full of love. This beginning, though simple, was profoundly sacred. Deep in James's love wasn't just the fiery passion of early days but a lasting bond built on daily small acts, sharing, and understanding. Their married life was not a flawless journey without hardships but a sweet path adorned by challenges, unity, and trust. Deep knew that beside her was not only a loving husband but also her closest friend, ready to walk with her through any difficulty ahead. And James felt complete happiness having Deep, a strong, gentle, and loving woman, the future mother of the child they both eagerly awaited. Each day together, even in the simplest moments, became precious and sweet memories. And from these small things, a happy family began to grow, steady, full of love and hope. Time passed gently like a soft spring breeze, and Deep's belly grew larger day by day, carrying the joy and hope of two little angels slowly forming inside her. Every step she took now held a new meaning, not just the changes in her own body, but the footsteps of tiny lives growing stronger with each passing day. Seeing her growing belly, James's eyes shone with tenderness and affection, as if admiring a priceless treasure. James didn't just prepare nutritious meals for Deep, he also knew how to make her feel more at ease each day with small gestures full of love. On some afternoons when Deep felt tired and sleepy, James gently massaged her shoulders to help her relax and feel more comfortable. He always understood her moods, comforting and encouraging her with cheerful stories or sweet words like, "I'm always here, beside you and our two little angels." James was also thoughtful in creating surprises for Deep. Once, he placed a soft bunny-shaped pillow next to her when she took a nap, as a way to make her feel protected and loved even more. Another time, he bought books about pregnancy and parenting, reading them together with her so they could learn and prepare well for their journey into parenthood. Those simple moments made Deep deeply feel James's love, not just carrying on the surface but truly walking alongside her every step. Every night, Deep often sat by the window, placing her hand on her belly, feeling the gentle kicks of their two little angels. James was always there beside her, gently placing his hand on her belly as well, listening to the movements of their babies. His eyes were filled with happiness and wonder, as if every kick was a miraculous sign, a heartbeat of love growing stronger each day. They were no longer just husband and wife but friends walking together on the wonderful journey called parenthood. Their bond grew even stronger as they shared the changes in Deep's body and emotions. On days when she felt uncomfortable, worried, or sad, James was always the first to notice and gently help her get through it. He never let her feel lonely or weak but created a warm, safe space where she could express all her feelings. Their love during this time was not just promises but concrete, practical actions filled with compassion. Moreover, James prepared carefully for the days ahead by learning and making detailed plans. He researched different types of formula, baby supplies, and made checklists for things to do once the babies arrived. This gave Deep great peace of mind because she knew James was not only a loving husband but also a responsible and devoted father. Every preparation was his promise to the little family they were building. Although pregnancy had its challenges, having James by her side made Deep always feel she was not alone. Their love was nurtured day by day, through every shared moment and understanding. Every kick from their daughters was not only joy but also an invisible thread connecting their hearts, making them grow closer and move together toward a future full of happiness. And so, the two little angels in Deep's womb were not only precious gifts but also a new source of life, a bridge that deepened and strengthened their love. They knew many challenges still lay ahead, but with love and unity, they could overcome anything. Deep and James's journey into parenthood had begun with sweet, peaceful moments full of hope. Finally, the long-awaited day that Deep and James had been anticipating throughout the months of pregnancy arrived. Their two little princesses were born healthy, the most precious gift life had bestowed upon their family. The atmosphere in the hospital was filled with joy and hope, with the first cries of the babies ringing out like a gentle melody, signaling a new beginning, a new chapter in the lives of the young couple. Though Deep endured long and painful labor, she was incredibly strong and resilient. James never left her side for a moment. He held her hand tightly, whispering sweet words of encouragement and lending her strength. His eyes were filled with admiration and love for his wife, the woman who had bravely faced every challenge alongside him to reach this sacred moment. The sleepless nights spent caring for the babies became moments where James fully expressed his love and responsibility. He gently changed diapers, soothed every little cry, and shared every minute with Deep on their journey of first-time parenthood. Despite the fatigue, he never forgot to wear a warm smile, patience, and love as he stood beside her through those challenging yet joy-filled early days. Every glance Deep cast upon her children was filled with deep affection and boundless gratitude. She clearly felt every tiny breath, every fragile heartbeat of her daughters, and her heart overflowed with a new strength, the sacred power of motherhood. Deep knew that although the journey ahead was long, she would never be alone because James, her wonderful life partner, was always by her side. James became increasingly understanding and sensitive to the changes in his wife and their babies. He learned to read the smallest signals from them, knowing when they were hungry or needed comfort. Together, James and Deep experienced sleepless nights and uncertain days, but always felt the magical bond of their little family. Their love was no longer just romantic, it had become the love of a family, a complete and warm home. Those first months, though challenging and exhausting, were the most precious moments for Deep and James. They learned and grew together in their roles as parents. Every time they saw their daughters smile, they felt their hearts warmed and extended by the new life their children had brought. Their little family gradually shaped a new rhythm of life, one filled with laughter, love, and care. James remained a strong shoulder for Deep, a wonderful companion through every moment. He was not only a father but also a husband and a soulmate, always ready to share every joy and sorrow. This journey opened before them a bright future, full of wonderful things and challenges ahead. But above all, Deep and James knew they had each other, with love and a strong bond as the firm foundation to build a happy family. Their married life was no longer just a story of two but a story of four hearts beating in harmony, sharing the same rhythm of love and hope. Through trials and joys, their love had deepened and become more enduring than ever. And so, the new chapter of their lives, the chapter of family, motherhood, and fatherhood, began with sweet smiles, hopeful dreams, and an inseparable bond. This story was truly heartwarming and inspiring. It beautifully captured the emotional journey of love, family, and parenthood. From the tender care James showed Deep during her pregnancy to the moment they welcomed their twin daughters, every detail reflected the strength of their bond. It reminds us of the beauty in shared struggles, the magic of new life, and the deep joy that comes from growing together as a family. Their love was not just romantic, but also filled with responsibility, support, and deep compassion, the true essence of a lasting relationship and a happy home.